What is happening, guys? MLB Tuesday, August 3rd. Excuse me. Ryan and I did the public video a couple hours ago. You got me solo for public. 15-game slate. Let's get after this. Tons of places to go tonight. So obviously only bringing up a few hitters. Going to leave a bunch of guys out. But let's talk this out real quick. All right, we should be good to go. So, bunch of good pitching options today. My favorite pitcher on the slate, and price considered, it's not really close, is going to be Luis Patino. One of the better pitching prospects in all baseball. Guy that came over from San Diego. He hadn't been great in the majors prior to that start against the Yankees, but finally put it together in that start. Throws a ton of pitches, 94 plus in his past three. Big workload. He's got a big arm. I love his stuff. He just looks really good. And at this price, obviously his upside's real, considering he just put up 30 plus in a tougher spot. Seattle is a matchup I'm fine going to. It's not like, I need to go out of my way to pick on Seattle, but it's a plus matchup. They strike out a lot, and Patino just stands out at 7,400. So a couple guys up top that are in good spots. There's a bunch of good pitching options tonight. It's a 15-game slate, but at this price point, Patino stands out in all formats, specifically GPPs. He's going to be a guy I use a lot tonight, no doubt about it. All right, moving on. So let's do cash game hitters first, and starting off with projected to be the highest owned hitter on the slate, Wilson Contreras. Hard not to look at this Rockies-Cubs game in Coors Field for offense and cash games. And now that they've dealt off Bryant, Rizzo, and Baez, Contreras is the top piece of the Cubs. He's going to get quite a bit of love in it. And in cash games, you just plug him in and move on. Don't usually recommend catchers that often, but this slate is different. You got one of the better catchers in, one of the better spots, getting a lot of love. In cash games, you know what to do. Second guy in cash games on the opposite side of this game is going to be Ryan McMahon, guy with big power from the left side going up against Zach Davies, also pulling quite a bit of ownership with eligibility both at second base and third base. A little bit boomer bust, but you see by the game log, he's got 17 bombs. He's having a good year. He's got a ton of upside games in here, and getting the love he's getting, I recommend playing him in cash games. Again, 15 games in play. There's a ton of good plays tonight. I wouldn't call him like a must upon all musts. This isn't like, Tatis or Acuna against a scrubby lefty. But at 3,600, McMahon's got big-time upside. We've seen his price close to $5K a bunch this year. I imagine he gets a lot of love. And in cash games, I think you just play him. All right, now moving ahead to a couple tournament bets I wanted to talk about. So, like I've mentioned a few times now, a ton of good plays tonight. I could mention 80 expensive hitters I like, no doubt about it. It all depends on what stacks you like. So kind of wanted to take the opposite approach and talk about a couple cheap one-offs I like quite a bit. So the first is going to be Tommy Edman, who not having the greatest year, but has really put it together recently. You can see he's hitting 316 over his past 11 games, a bunch of extra base hits, has always been better with more upside, more power upside against left-handed pitching, has some stolen base equity in there as well. At 2,900, I like Edman a lot. It sucks he only has second base eligibility, but man, at this price point, he's one of my favorite one-offs on the slate. Again, I don't love the Cardinals stack. I like Max Fried as a pitcher quite a bit, but at this price point, Edman just stands out as, again, one of my favorite one-offs on the slate. And then moving on down, another guy I like quite a bit. Not the greatest hitter in the world, no doubt about it, but the Indians went out of their way to target him. They were looking for a center field leadoff guy. And check the game log. I mean, Straw's playing well. Talk about a guy who can run with a little bit of power. 3 stolen bases over the past 4 games. He's got a bomb in there, double digits in 4 of 5. He is the flat minimum at 2,100. And he's not going to get any love because the Indians aren't going to get any love. And I don't love the Indian stack here against Ryu. I respect Ryu as a pitcher, much like Fried. Ryu's probably a tad better than Fried. So I'm not looking to stack them here, but leading off at 2,100, yes, please, on Straw. These guys are going to be unowned. So if you want to use a chalky Yankees stack or Cubs stack or Rocky stack, squeeze these guys in there, Straw and Edman. Value galore, and they're going to be unowned. So I like them a lot in any type of roster construction. They're 2 of my favorite bats on the slate. All right, that's what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you want more content, if you want more videos, more write-ups, all that jazz, go check out the DFS 5-pack. Ryan and I will be getting on here more together in the next coming days for sure. So that's all I got. Thanks a lot, guys. Let's crush it tonight.